Actually, it reminds me of my grandmother's house when everything was
Wow.
Love the shoes. Come on now. Donette Little with the shoes. She told y'all she's all things fashion and beauty. She got me these shoes. It just took me a while to get them straight. Y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is. Raise your hands if you've ever been told you weren't good enough. That you couldn't have the job or position you wanted. Too fat, too black, no Ivy League degree. When I was growing up, I heard that. I heard so much from my mother, telling me she never wanted me. She wished she had left me in the hospital. But this isn't a story about my mama. It's not a story about her. But I want you all to know, when people see me, there's often this thing of, oh, she's real in real life. For the 30 plus years, I wasn't real. When I wanted to be everybody else but myself. And if it hadn't been for losing the love of my life, who inspired me to start Perfect Girls Lingerie Record, the ultimate shopping experience for full-figure divas and plus-size fashionistas.
Hey.
When I walked through the door of Shark Tank, they didn't know what to do with me. Because I walked in with confidence. At 327 pounds, I don't know how many women can be 327 pounds and have confidence. But I was dating a very famous Hollywood actor. Ho snack, ho snack, ho snack. But the truth is, and as many of you know, no one wanted to invest in my company. Nobody. Not family, not friends. And we often hear that in the media. Oh, as family and friends. I said, do you know where I'm from, the hood of St. Louis? I'm not sure if you know. And being a lawyer, people were so quick to say what I could not do. Take the safe route. And I don't know about y'all, but as a trailblazer, I've been cut up and bruised to make it easier for other women. I didn't do everything right. I made every mistake under the sun, from a bad business partnership to dating at the level of my self-esteem with kingpins and stuff like that. When I wrote the book, The Pitch Queen, yes, my first 3 books, my first book put me on the map, Bad Bitches and Power Pitches for women entrepreneurs and speakers only. And people told me no one would buy it because of the title. But they bought Go to F to Sleep. You're a bad A at making money. I'm sorry, I didn't see the kid. I'm sorry. You know. And they were written by authors who didn't look like me. And people accepted that. But when I came with Bad Beats and Power Pitches, did I know it was going to be a 4-time Book of the Year nominee in business, sales, and economics? I literally just walked out of homelessness when I lost the love of my life. A straight alcoholic, y'all. Eating out of garbage cans, being on the subway. They told me my best was over. These big time people, they told me I'd never get on stage again. But that's why I thank the Bowery Mission Women's Center for giving me a second chance. And I was there for 2 years. No, I didn't have a business in those 2 years. I was learning about sisterhood. I learned how to cook for the first time, because Grandma didn't have me cooking. She said her baby, people gonna be cooking for precious. They're gonna be washing her clothes. And she was right. But at some point I had to learn these things. I had to learn how to be in relationship with other women. Because when I was growing up, I was alone. I didn't have a family to count on. I'm still the first in everything in my family. And that's from 1997 to 2022. So as a trailblazer, I made the mistakes. But thank God for second chances. Thank God that he told me my second chapter will be better than my first. And for every doubter are now believers in me. The people who dissed me are now in my inbox. How'd you do it? Without your help. Y'all wonder why I have the attitude that I have. Because I added to it. Because there are too many young people coming behind me who may not be in certain spaces or don't look, sound, and act the part. Neither do I. I've been told you need to be like this. If I'm a lawyer, I'm gonna wear hot pink and hot purple suits. Ridiculous. I got you. But I won every case, didn't I? Every case. I ain't saying that the suits were that cute, but I'm just saying. What I didn't realize is there was something in me that was always different. So I can't do step by step with other people do. And when I tell y'all to stay on this stage, I want to give honor to my grandmother, Precious Dolores Williams. Her birthday is tomorrow. She was born on October 23rd, 1933. And she died when I was a junior in college. And that is the woman who told me I had the gift of speech. That is a woman who was at every speaking engagement I had in St. Louis. I was getting paid to speak at 16 before the mayor of St. Louis and the governors of Missouri, and killing it at 16, 17, and 18. She knew I had a gift. So when I just finally decided it's time to put out my story, and this is not the story of homelessness and alcohol addiction. It's a story of things I was ashamed. Of course I was ashamed of all of that, but there's something that happens when you stand in your power. Whatever y'all say about me, it probably was true way back when, but it ain't true today. It's not true. And for the people who come up and say these things, baby, I already put it in the book. Whatever you said about me, I'm willing to go head to head with you now. Yes, I know what it's like to be in the Bowery Mission Women's Center and get kicked out for 25 days and be in a real shelter. The missionaries of charity. I lost my mind. No food stamps, no food. Sisterhood kept me alive because women took me under their care. But that's not what this book is about. This book is about the stuff I was afraid really to tell y'all. Dating the wrong people, getting involved in situations I had no business being in. And then last into my second chapter being better than my first. My grandmother had an 8th grade education, and she taught me so much. And she said, Oprah's gonna know your name. She said, all these people gonna know your name. She didn't lie. And they'll be the only one to have ever done it. So when I tell y'all, there are women in this room who knew me way back when. When I tell you Donette knew me, I ain't even had no style. She had to hook me up with some style. She would dyed my hair, girl. You couldn't tell me I wasn't cute when I walked out there. I was like, oh, I know they like, oh, I think they like me. But what's even more special is in putting this book out, is that people got to truly understand me. When our queen said I was too much, because for a lot of people I am. For all the years I was not enough. So I'm going to shine until my heart stops. I'm going to give honor to my grandmother, Precious Dolores Williams, big Precious. And I'm not only the killer pitch master, I'm the pitch queen. When I tell you nobody does it better than me, I mean nobody. I don't care if you own Shark Tank. I don't care if you listen to every pitch under the sun. You ain't heard one like mine.
That's right.
And one of the best things is when you're called and brought in to be the pitch trainer of a show, and they make you the co-host with billionaires and multimillionaires. Yeah. And I'm sitting here like, baby, I don't have imposter syndrome. Please bring it home. I really don't. I don't even have. But when they said you're gonna be the co-host, I said, yeah, welcome to the table. And I remember David Nelson said, well, welcome to the table. I said, it sounds different when a black woman says it. It just really, really does. It's different. So my point, when I wrote The Pitch Queen, it was to usher in a new chapter of my journey. And so I want y'all to be one of the first to know that my company, Perfect Pitches by Precious, which has been around since 2013, say for the time I was homeless and everything like that, and I resurrected it again. Thank you God. Thank you God for giving me a second chance to be who I'm supposed to be and should have always been. We are rebranding, and my name is coming off of my company. Because we're scaling and growing at a pace I never thought was possible. I had a 10-year plan walking out of the Bowery Mission Women's Center, and it was done in 4 months, walking out. So, the Perfect Pitch group is coming. And as hard as it is to take my name off, I remember when I was an attorney and I finally could take the Esquire off, this feels right. Because now we're starting an academy. And so people always ask me to cut my own school. They always ask me, start the school, we got companies lined up, we got... And I was afraid, and I heard women today say things, and there comes a time you can have the greatest coaches, but when you finally hit you, that you don't have to do it the way everybody else does. And you can still be the trailblazer and throwing bows to make it easier for everybody else. The Perfect Pitch Academy is launching. The Perfect Pitch group is coming. And even though I was just bored years ago when I was homeless, when the top law firms in the country come back to you and say, can you train our associates? I want y'all to see the full circle moment. Everything I thought was wrong with me was actually right. And every mistake I made led me to this moment. to win this literary award. Had I not written my first book, this book never would have happened. And I wrote my first book when people said I was tired and through. And that first book had been a billboard in Times Square. Looking at the very face my mother said that she didn't love and nobody else would love. So as I stand before you, this ain't about my mama. It ain't about my family. It's about finally standing in the power of being a pitch queen and owning my zone of genius and stepping into every place like I own it. And walking in like, oh, I think life. And for you, Queen, to say I was a little too much, a lot of people feel that way. And then when they see them consistently like this versus who I used to be, they like. So I thank you all tonight. I still have books available, and I'd love for you all to, as we get ready to end,